If you're looking to buy cheap NBA Live mobile coins, go to MMOGO.com and use the code Bobby for 3% off. What's up, ballers? It's Bobby Buckets back with another episode of NBA 2K17. So, some of you guys might watch a YouTuber called TD Barrett. So he does a lot of what-if scenarios with 2K. Kind of inspired me to do this one. So it's basically, what would the Hornets look like if their GMs, everybody that was drafting 6 years ago, knew about the players today the way that we know about them now? So starting back in the 2011 draft class and working our way up, we're going to draft the best possible player that the Hornets could have picked with their draft picks. So starting out, I love Kemba Walker. He's a really good player. He's definitely done a lot to help the Hornets. He was an all-star this year. But in place of Kemba Walker, we could have drafted the Claw, Kawhi Leonard. By far the best defender in the NBA, best two-way player. He's just a straight-up monster. He is a 95 in 2K. So we're going to get Kawhi in place of Kemba. Next up, we've got Jimmy Butler in place of drafting Tobias Harris. So disappointing. I believe he went like 20-something overall in the 2011 draft class. Just a big miss by them. And then with number 3, we get Isaiah Thomas in place of Jeremy Tyler. I don't even know who Jeremy Tyler is. Like, I have never heard of this guy. Now, this was happening whenever we were the Bobcats instead of the Hornets, so it's a little more understandable. And Isaiah Thomas did go very last in his draft class. Now one of the best point guards in the NBA, and has lifted the Celtics to just a completely different place. So he's going to be our starting point guard. Next up, we got Giannis Antetokounmpo in place of Cody Zeller. Now, for some reason, the Hornets love drafting tall white guys. I don't know why. It hasn't done anything for us yet, but I guess they expect that it's going to continue doing so. So instead of Cody Zeller, we got Giannis Antetokounmpo right here. Next up, we got Andre Drummond instead of drafting Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. I understand Michael Kidd-Gilchrist was supposed to be a lot better than he is. He was also, for some reason, Drummond's picture is not showing up right now. There he is. For some reason, he's just been injured a lot. It's not his fault. He doesn't have very good knees and deals with a lot of injuries. But also, he was never really a strong offensive player. Didn't have any super strengths. Could have drafted Drummond in his place, yet we didn't. And then next up, we've got Draymond Green in place of Jeffrey Taylor. Jeffrey Taylor, just another person that I've never heard of. Don't know why we picked him. Now, obviously, Draymond Green wasn't expected to be as good as he is. A lot of it is due to his hard work. And a lot of people don't like him, but you got to respect the fact that he works for everything that he gets. Next up, we got Zach LaVine being drafted in place of Noah Vonleh. Now, this draft class actually did not have a ton of good picks. Zach LaVine, one of the best players coming out of there, and he has dealt with injuries as well, so I can't blame the Hornets all that much for that one since it was a pretty weak draft class. Then next up, we got Clint Capella instead of drafting Shabazz Napier. Once again, in one of those weaker draft classes, so Capella's a solid player, but he was actually in the D-League for a while. I don't think there were a lot of people that expected him to be a successful NBA player. So, again, that's understandable. Then we got Dwight Powell down at the bottom. We actually drafted him, once again, in one of the really weak draft classes. I don't blame them for that. They kind of did the best that they could with their options. The next one is one of the ones that broke my heart the most. This is what everybody that I knew said the Hornets should have done, drafting Devin Booker instead of Frank Kaminsky. And yet, for some reason, the Hornets love their tall white guys. So we drafted Frank Kaminsky instead. He is an extremely mediocre player, not good at a whole lot. Can't do much in the post, can't rebound a whole lot, very inconsistent three-point shooter. And yeah, we got Devin Booker, who is only 19 years old and has already dropped 17 points. Actually, he might be 20 now. I'm not sure if this age is updated. But still, he dropped 70. Frank Kaminsky's career high, I think, is like 20 or something like that. That was probably one of the most heartbreaking drafts that I've ever seen, especially because everybody knew that Devin Booker was going to be better, and yet we took Frank the Tank anyways, but what can you do? And then we got Andrew Harrison right there instead of Juan Pablo Vaulette. The dude's not even in the NBA anymore. I'm not sure why we drafted him. Now, once again, this is another one of those weak draft classes, so it's understandable. Most of the people around that part of the draft are no longer in the NBA anymore anyways, so can't blame the Hornets a whole lot for that one. And then lastly, we get Malcolm Brogdon in place of Malachi Richardson. We actually drafted Richardson and traded him immediately for Marco Bellinelli, who's been pretty much not very useful at all. Very inconsistent with his three-pointers, and he's basically only there for his three-pointers. So anyway, we're going to hop into our league and start simulating, see how this team does instead of this year's Charlotte Hornets. All right, so here we go. We're going to simulate for the first few games of the season. So we're going to simulate through date and see how it goes. 1-0 starting out. Let's see how long they go undefeated. This is a ridiculously good team. All right, our first loss comes to the Nets. That's a little bit surprising. And then another one to the Raptors, but still looking pretty good. Team chemistry is increasing, although we lose to the Timberwolves as well. We'll take a look at their stats around the halfway point of the season, obviously at the All-Star break. Simulate through this date again. All right, taking a loss to the Knicks. Some of these losses just seem to be like completely random because obviously this Hornets team would be way better than the Pistons. The Pistons don't even have Drummond right now. Not sure how we lost to them. So 21-5 so far. We're going to keep going, see how we can do. All right, starting to pick up those W's. We're gaining fan interest. Actually, we're not gaining that much fan interest, which is a little bit, there we go. It's starting to go up. Chemistry is starting to go up as well. The more that goes up, I imagine the more wins we're going to get. Taking a loss to the Cavaliers by 2 is not that disappointing. Losing to the Bulls by 10 is a little surprising, considering the fact that we have Jimmy Butler and they do not. We destroyed the Celtics, mainly because we now have Isaiah Thomas. So not a whole lot that they can do about that. Let's see. We'll go right up until the All-Star break, see how it goes. 33-10 so far. A little bit lower than I was expecting, especially given the number of All-Stars that we've got on this team. But we're still working on that chemistry. Taking another loss to the Knicks. That is really surprising. Losing the Trailblazers as well. Come on, guys. We can do better than this. I have no doubt that they'll be able to win the championship. The question is, how good is their record going to be? So we're tied for first, or no, we're straight up in first place in the conference and the division. So up until the All-Star break, we are 44-12. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of these statistics. Here we go, league leaders. So James Harden leading the league. Do we have anybody up there? Nobody. Wow, we're gonna have to go way down to find somebody from our team that's in there, probably because we are doing a lot of point sharing. Goodness gracious. Nobody. All right, there we go. Isaiah Thomas, number 34, right next to Kawhi Leonard. Those guys up at 34 and 35 in the rankings. Let's see who else we got. Anybody up there in assists? Here we go. Okay, so Isaiah Thomas, 18 points a game, 6 assists, 1.2 steals. Kawhi Leonard, 18, 5, and 6. Just a lot of really solid gameplay. Looks like they're sharing the ball very well, which is what you would expect. Devin Booker doing pretty good up there, averaging, what is that, 6 points a game better than Draymond Green? That's a little bit surprising. So Draymond's actually not doing a whole lot, and averaging 2 turnovers per game. That's a little bit surprising. Kawhi Leonard also averaging quite a few turnovers, but overall, everybody's doing pretty well. Obviously, nobody on this team is going to win MVP because there's too much point sharing that has to go on. Isaiah Thomas bumped up from a 91 to a 92, and Kawhi Leonard from a 95 to a 96. I believe also Giannis was an 89 before, so it looks like most of these players are getting bumped up in their overall. We're going to go ahead and head on back and start back with our simulation, see how we can do. All right, so we're going to simulate through that date. Let's see if our record improves a whole lot or if we still seem to be at about the same rate of losses. So starting out with a bunch of wins. No, we wouldn't like to stop simulating. Don't want to make any trades. Really just seeing how this team does through the end of the season. So we are on a big win streak right now. 15 wins in a row. We are absolutely rolling. 97% team chemistry, fan interest up to 65%. and keeps on going up, 19 in a row. Good. Oh, and we take a loss to the Wizards. That's a little bit surprising. They've been better this season, so that's a little bit understandable. But we're still rolling again, back to a 5-game win streak, 6-game, 7-game. Goodness gracious, they are rolling right now. Once that team chemistry got up, they just absolutely just started destroying teams. And we've only got 3 teams left. Let's see, can we finish out? Wow, finishing out the season, perfect. And season awards, probably not going to have anybody on there. Nope. Oh, wait. Oh, we did get the Coach of the Year. All right, that's to be expected, especially considering how mediocre we were last year. So we're going to advance to the playoffs, and we will just simulate the playoffs all the way through, see how we do. Do we take any losses? Let's see. We actually went, whoa, that was unusually close with the Bulls. Running it close with the Sixers as well. What? How was that team eliminated? We lost like 2 games after the All-Star break. Oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me. How did we lose to the Cavaliers? That's it. I cannot believe that just happened. We're doing another season. All right. So, simulate through. We will go all the way through all of that. Advance to next season. All right. Get all that nonsense down. I can't believe that just happened. We have so many All-Stars on that team. We were on an insane winning streak. All right. Get through all this free agency, all this nonsense, so we can get to the next. All right. Good, great. All right, so our roster looking about the same. A bunch of guys up 1 in overall. Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, Andre Drummond. I don't know how in the world we just ended up losing that. I can't believe that it happened. So here we go. Heading on back. Time to start simulating. I cannot believe that that just happened. So we'll simulate through that date. Now that our team chemistry... Another loss to the Knicks. How do we keep losing to the Knicks? I don't understand this at all. All right, now we're on that winning streak again, 7 in a row. There we go, finally beating the Knicks and losing to the Wizards again. A little bit surprising there, but we are 11-2. Just beat the Spurs and the Cavaliers back-to-back. Looking good. Come on, guys, let's keep rolling. We are on 9 in a row, 10 in a row, 11, 12. Oh my goodness. Why do we have so much trouble with the Wizards? Did I accidentally give them a ton of really good players or something? I'm not sure what's going on. Team chemistry is actually not looking that good right now. Down to a 92, and we're at 25-5, taking a little bit more losses than I was expecting. We're just going to go ahead and simulate all the way through the All-Star break and see how we do. So we are on a 9-game win streak. Let's keep it rolling, guys. Let's get that team chemistry up. We haven't lost to the Spurs yet. We keep losing to all these trash teams for some reason. 76ers. Oh my goodness. All right, and the loss to the Pistons. They don't even have Andre Drummond. Loss to the Warriors. All right, that's understandable. Team chemistry is still not looking that good. 39-9 right now. It looks like it's going to be about where we were at the All-Star break last time. So hopefully we can work on that team chemistry a little bit and start to improve some. So I think we were 52-9 at the All-Star break, something like that. It can't be exactly that because we have a much different number of games played so far. Taking a loss to the Suns, even though we have Devin Booker, not sure who they're using to do that. So we're gonna go take a look at our team again. Look at their statistic, player stats. Oh no, Kawhi Leonard. Oh, Kawhi, torn MCL. Out for 1 to 2 months. So that explains a lot. So I understand why our record isn't as good as I was expecting it to be. Dropped down to an 82 with that. Hopefully he heals soon. Everybody else looking pretty good. He was averaging 21, 7, and 4 a game. Everybody else is doing pretty good. Got some improvements in stats, so hopefully he heals quickly and we can get back to getting W's. We're just going to go ahead and simulate through the end of the season. All right, Kawhi, I need you to... No, I don't want to stop simulating. Don't need to do any trades. All right, hopefully we got Kawhi. All right, now we are rolling. Wait, are we rolling? my goodness. We take another loss to the Cavaliers. Come on, don't lose the Nets. Okay, that was a close one. Memphis. Oh, here comes Steve. Let's see. Oh my goodness, back-to-back losses for the first time ever with this team. Team chemistry still not good. It keeps dropping, losing back-to-back again. Guys, what is going on? We got to do something. I don't know. Maybe we still have Kawhi out. Hopefully we end on a winning streak and we lose to the Cavs at the very end of the season. Let's see. Do we have anybody up there? No, Doc Rivers getting that getting the Coach of the Year. So where are we in the standings? So we're actually the 2 seed. We're going to simulate through the playoffs. Hopefully we can win a championship this time after a very disappointing last season. So we go 4-1 against the Raptors, 4-0 against the Sixers. Oh, and we make it to the championship. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was expecting the first time around. The Hornets have won the championship, losing in the semifinals last time, and Giannis Antetokounmpo actually winning that Finals MVP. So I was not expecting that. 19 points a game, 8.8 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.2 steals, 1.8 blocks. He was on fire. Everything except for his 3-pointers, which is fairly expected. But Giannis putting in some work right there. So we were able to finally get the Hornets a championship. Hopefully that comes sometime soon. I'm waiting on it. I really want it to happen. But that's going to be about it for this episode of NBA 2K17. If there are any challenges that you guys want to see on the channel and you think would be entertaining, let me know. Comment those down below. But that's going to be about it. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.